So students, we will revise the topic which we have covered in the previous two classes. Plane view. Can anybody define it? Can any one student define plane view? What do you mean by plane view, or what do you understand by plane view? अभी तक आपने क्या समझा है प्लेन व्यू के बारे में? It's surprising कि दो दिन
सर ऐसी वीव जिसमें इंटरलेसमेंट ऑर्डर 1 अप 1 डाउन का हो.
Yes. और कुछ और इंफॉर्मेशंस? Yes, this is about interlacement order.
और सर ये सबसे सिंपलेस्ट व्यू होती है सर फैब्रिक स्ट्रक्चर.
Simplest and smallest. Simplest and smallest. What is the size we are using for plane view?
The minimum repeat size of 2 into 2.
2 cross 2. 2 cross 2. So it is the smallest view which can be constructed in 2 ends and 2 peaks per repeat, and interlacing in 1 up, 1 down interlacing order. In that way also you can define. If you cannot remember the language which is given in the definition, plane view is the simplest of all woven fabric structures interlacing in a 1 under 1 over formation and repeats over 2 warp ends and 2 weft peaks. If this language is a little bit complicated, then you can use that. This is the simplest and smallest view which can be constituted by, or which can be constructed by 2 ends and 2 peaks in a repeat and having interlacing order 1 up, 1 down. In that way also you can define the plane view. And here the plane view is indicated on graph paper, students. It requires only 2 vertical spaces and 2 horizontal spaces. So it is constructed in 2 cross 2. The minimum size required for construction of plane view is 2 cross 2. But to facilitate and to make it more clear and to indicate in a proper way, sometimes we are going for more repeats of plane view that can be in 4 cross 4 or 6 cross 6, means multiple of 2. Then we have taken characteristics, which I have already explained 2 times in the previous classes, but still I am going to repeat the points. It has the maximum number of binding points, that is intersection points. The threads interlace on alternate order of 1 up, 1 down. The thread density is limited. Cloth thickness and mass per unit volume are limited. It produces a relatively stronger fabric that is obtained by any other simple combination of threads, excepting that of gauze and cross weaving. Then students, we have taken answer of one question, that the fabric constructed in plane view are firmer and stronger as compared to other views. And the answer is here. The threads are interlacing in 1 up, 1 down order, means alternate order. That's why it results in maximum number of intersections. So the fabric constructed in plane view are having maximum number of intersections, and 2 adjacent threads, 2 neighboring threads interlace in exactly opposite order, and this exactly opposite order provides this support, maximum support to each other, and that's why the fabric, due to these 2 points, the combined effect of these 2 points results in comparatively firm and strong texture of cloth. So this will be the answer. However, you can take the answer from here or you can take here. There is only difference of language. Otherwise, both are the same thing. So students, do you have any question regarding this? Why the fabrics constructed in plane view are more firmer and stronger? Basically, to answer this question, you have to cover 2 points. One is alternate order, that is 1 up, 1 down order. This results in maximum number of intersections. And another is 2 adjacent threads, neighboring threads are interlacing in exactly opposite manner, where the warp is, in first thread warp is up, in the second thread waft is up. In the first thread waft is up, in the next thread second thread warp is up. So due to this opposite interlacing order, threads provide maximum support to each other, and combined effect of these 2 points, interlacing order and this opposition of interlacing orders of neighboring threads, results in a relatively firm and strong texture of cloth constructed in plain weave as compared to other weaves. So hope now it is clear. In this way, you can indicate plain weave. Here it is indicated in 8x8, and sectional, along with the sectional diagrams, one at the right side, which is showing a sectional diagram cut through the weft, and one below the design, which is showing a sectional diagram cut through the warp. So when it is cut through the warp, warp will be in circle, warp will be visible as a circle. When it is cut through the weft, weft will be visible in circle. So 8 circles means 8 wefts. Pick 1, pick 2, pick 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Similarly, N 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is the configuration of the thread, how the threads are placed. So one warp thread is indicated here, which is the last warp thread. So because here it is warp is down, blank means warp is down. So it is passing under the weft. This side is upside, this side is downside. Left side we are assuming as upside of the fabric, surface of the fabric, and this we are assuming as the back of the fabric, back side of the fabric, face and back of the fabric. Similarly here, upper part, we are assuming as the face of the fabric, and lower part we are assuming as the back of the fabric. And here we are indicating the passage or the configuration of first peak. So first peak is down because cross means warp up, so weft is down. So ये बिल्कुल हम नीचे से दिखा रहे हैं. ये here weft is up, तो weft warp के ऊपर से निकल रहा है. फिर यहाँ पर weft is down, तो weft नीचे से निकल रहा है. In this way we are indicating the configuration or how the first weft or first peak is placed with respect to all the 8 ends. And here we are indicating placing of 8th end with respect to all the 8 peaks. And this diagram is known as sectional diagram. And then we have taken a plain view along with different possible drafts. So we have taken 3 cases here. First draft, which is constructed in 2 hills. Second draft, which is constructed in 4 hills. And third draft, which is constructed in 4 hills, but these are 2 different drafting systems. This is known as straight drafting, and this is known as skip drafting system. And when we are taking first drafting order in 2 hills, this will be the corresponding lifting plan. When we are taking 4 hills with straight drafting order, this is corresponding lifting plan. And we are taking skip draft in 4 hills, this is the corresponding drafting order. Here you can see, here the lifting plan is constructed in 2x4 because 2 hills and 4 peaks are there. This is constructed in 4 hills and 4 peaks, so 4x4. And here you can see because straight drafting is taken, and that is one of the characteristics associated with the straight draft, that if it is a straight draft, then lifting plan will be exactly same as design. So lifting plan or design bilkul same hoga. And when we are taking skip drafting system, and how we construct skip drafting skip draft, that we have taken yesterday, and I will try to repeat it. So when we are taking 1, 3, 2, 4, automatically we are getting this type of lifting plan. And this lifting plan facilitates or have one advantage over this type of lifting plan, because here adjacent hills are having the same working order, so they can be tied. But here the hills which are having same working order are not nearer to each other. There is another hill between these 2 hills. So if we tie these 2, then this tying arrangement will obstruct the movement of hill number 2. And to avoid that, we have to operate 1 hill by 1 tappet in this case. So 4 tappets are required here. But here 2 hills can be operated by 1 tappet, and next 2 hills can be operated by 1 tappet. So only 2 tappets are required. And if 2 tappets are required, the tappets can be mounted on bottom shaft itself, means there is no need of additional shaft and additional gearing arrangement, and no need to reduce the speed up to the required amount. So overall, the production of the loom, production of the fabric will be more, and if production of the fabric is more, then cost of the fabric will be less. And that's why skip draft is preferred for plain weave on tappet shading looms. This is the advantage of skip drafting, but it is conditional. It is having the advantage only for plain woven fabric, which are constructed on tappet shading machines. If you are using your Dobby shading machines, then there will be both will have the similar effect. No one will be advantageous if we are using Dobby shading. So this is associated only with tappet shading looms and for plain weave only. So sometimes question may be asked, where and why the skip drafting system is preferred. So you have to answer this question. You have to answer this question along with this example by taking plain weave with these two drafting system and these two lifting plans, and then explaining the reason by comparing these two lifting plans, that why we are going for skip drafting system or why we prefer skip drafting for tappet shading looms for plain weave. So I think I have repeated it 2-3 times, so it should be clear to you. Still, if you have any question, you can ask, because we are not going to start a new topic. We will just try to complete the previous topic only. So if you have any question, you can ask. So straight draft, students, I have defined already, but I'm just going through the slide. In this system, the ends are passed successively as they are found in the design. जैसे ends design में मिलते थे 1 के बाद 2, 2 के बाद 3, 3 के बाद 4, उसी तरह से हम उनको फर्स्ट हिल, सेकंड हिल, थर्ड हिल, लास्ट फोर्थ हिल, लास्ट हिल तक हम उसको स्ट्रेट ऑर्डर में पास करते हैं, and such orders are referred as straight draft. So in this system, number of hill shafts required will be always equal to number of ends in the repeat of the design. क्योंकि जितने ends हैं उतनी ही hills frame की हमें requirement होगी. The design and lifting plan are similar. इस केस में आपको lifting plan बनाने में ज़्यादा सोचना नहीं है. You can just copy the design in place of lifting plan. And threads are lifted in the same order as the hills are raised. जैसे जो hill ऊपर हो रही है, क्योंकि thread उसी से पास हो रहा है, they are raising and lifting and lowering along with the hill frame, or in the same order as the hill frame. Then we have taken skip draft, which is particularly useful in weaving very densely set fabrics where normally a small number of hills are required. In order to reduce overcrowding of males on the shaft and to reduce friction and rubbing between the ends, we use more hills than the minimum necessary for the weave, and that we have understand with the help of examples which we have taken yesterday. And again, I am repeating the same example here. But before that, construction part I am repeating, that is very easy. Whenever you have to construct skip draft, first indicate the straight draft in the required hill frames. So here we are taking 2 examples to understand the method of construction of skip draft. Example number 1 is having 4 hill frames. Example number 2 is having 6 hill frames, which is indicated by A and B. So when we have 4 hill frames, the draft will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Straight draft will be 1, 2, 3, 4. And when we have 6 hill frames, the straight drafting will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we have to calculate group size according to the hills taken and minimum hills required. So in case of plain weave, minimum number of hills required is 2. So number of hills taken will influence the G, will change the G. So here G for first case 4/2, that is 2. And here for the second case, B, it is 6/2, means 3. So we are getting different group sizes for different examples, A and B. So here A draft is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we will copy draft here. And again, then after indicating the draft, we are making groups according to group size. Group size is 2. So we are making groups of 2. Here group size is 3. So we are making groups of 3. Then taking 1 from 1 and 1 from second group. There will be 2 groups. So first from first and first from second, and then second from first and second from second. So 1, then 3, then 2, then 4. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 from here and 4 from here. 1, 4. 2 from here, 5 from here. 2, 5. 3 from here, 6 from here. 3, 6. So this will be the skip drafting. If 6 hill frames are there, this will be the skip drafting system if 4 hills are there. And that we have used in the example. here. This is straight draft and this is skip draft. And in skip draft, if you are using skip draft, we are getting this type of lifting plan. If you are using skip draft, it is this type of lifting plan. Denting plan is also shown with here, which is indicating 2 ends per day. Yes, students, here I would like to cover how we decide the denting plan. And there is a general rule. However, it is not 100% applied, but generally this rule is applied whenever we are deciding denting plan for or denting order for any weave. And it depends basically on weave, the fabric structure. So कौन सा weave ले रहे हैं उसके according हम denting plan final करते हैं. However, it depends on air gap between the reed. Different air gap की reeds आती है, उस पर भी depend करेगा. And what is the diameter of yarn? What is the count of yarn you are using in the warp? That will also influence denting order. But in general cases, we are emphasizing on weave. What type of weave is used? Accordingly, we are using denting plan. So you can note down. It will be better so that you can remember it whenever you will require. So note down how we decide denting plan. And it depends on interlacing order of the weave. So for plain weave, interlacing order is 1 up, 1 down. So add this warp up and weft up, 1 plus 1, that is 2. So in this case, we are taking ends per dent is 2. So generally for plain weave, we are taking ends per dent that is 2. Is it clear? For plain weave, why we are taking 2? Okay, we will take more examples, then it will be very clear to you. If suppose we are taking 2 up, 1 down 12, or 1 up, 2 down 12. So 2 up, 1 down 12 means threads are interlacing in the order of 2 up, 1 down. So add both the warp up and weft up, 2 plus 1, that is 3. So denting order for 2 up, 1 down or 1 up, 2 down 12 will be generally 3 ends per dent. If it is 2 up, 2 down 12, what should be the denting order? Students, it is 2 up, 2 down 12. What should be the denting order?
4.
4. तो इतना easy है, इतना क्या सोचना पड़ रहा है? Like 1 up, 1 down, we are adding 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 कितना होता है? 2. तो प्लेन के लिए हम 2 ले रहे हैं. 2 up, 1 down, दोनों को ऐड किया 3. तो 2 up, 1 down 12 और 1 up, 2 down 12 के लिए हम 3 लेते हैं. 2 up, 2 down means 2 plus 2. That should be 4. Similar will be for 3 up, 1 down and 1 up, 3 down 12. Because 3 up, 1 down means 3 plus 1, 4. Or 1 up, 3 down means also 1 plus 3 equal to 4. So their denting order will be 4 ends per dent. Getting the concept? If it is suppose 4 up, 1 down 12, what will be the denting plan?
5.
5. It is 4 up, 1 down, or 1 up, 4 down, or 3 up, 2 down, or 2 up, 3 down. It will be 5. For 5 up, 1 down, 1 up, 5 down, 4 up, 2 down, 2 up, 4 down, 3 up, 3 down. For all these designs, denting order will be 6. So this is a general rule, but it is not hard and fast that we have to always go for this. Sometimes for some specific use, special effects, some special cases, we are changing the denting plan and we are not following this rule. But most of the time we are following this rule. And the denting order can be seen also by observing the fabric in the light. When you are observing the reed mark, at that time also you can count the number of threads in the group and you can see the denting order in that fabric also. But generally, this is the method to decide, or this is the concept behind deciding the denting plan. So I hope it is clear how we decide the denting plan. So if the weave is given, the interlacing order is given, then you can decide the denting plan. Here we have taken one more example for a design of plain weave repeating in 6x6 with 6 hill frames, with 2 hill frames, 6 hill frames in straight order and 6 hill frames in skip drafting order. Skip draft कैसे बनता है वो हमने पिछली स्लाइड में किया था. If you remember that, here it is 1 4 1 4 2 5 3 6. Is it visible? 6 hills में हमने ये स्ट्रेट ड्राफ्ट लेकर के इसको स्कीप में चेंज किया था. 1 4 2 5 3 6. Same is indicated here. One 4 2 5 3 6, and we are getting this lifting plan. If we are taking skip drafting, we are getting this lifting plan. If we are taking straight drafting, and we are getting this lifting plan if we are taking only 2 hill frames. Here also you can see the same thing. This example can be also taken for the answer of explanation of why and where skip draft is preferred. Here also you can see with skip drafting, only 2 tappets are required because you can tie 1 2 3 together and operate by 1 tappet. 4 5 6 together operated by 1 tappet. But here you will require 6 tappets, 1 tappet for 1 hill frame separately. So for this, if you are using this one, the tappets can be mounted only on bottom shaft because we require only 2 tappets, and that is advantage with the skip drafting system. So these 2 examples we have covered with a plain view with 4 hills and 6 hill frames with straight drafting order and skip drafting order. Students, one more topic from plain view, right, which is very important point, but it will be a little bit difficult to understand at this time. So really, if you focus and you try to understand, you will be able to understand it. So please focus on this textural stability of plain view in relation to other views. जो इसकी stability है, जो इसकी firmness है, जो इसकी compactness है plain view की, दूसरी views के comparison में क्या होगा, that is explained here. The firmness of any view structure depends on the frequency of interlacing between the warp and weft threads. किसी भी fabric structure की, किसी भी woven fabric का जो firmness है, जो strong, कितना strong होगा, that depends on the frequency of interlacing between the warp and weft. मतलब उसका interlacing order क्या है? How more frequently they are interlaced. What is the interlacing order? That is going to decide the firmness of the fabric. The greater the number of intersections, students, please be attentive. The greater the number of intersections, the better will be the firmness of the cloth. Remember this line. The greater the number of intersections, the better will be the firmness of the cloth. Let us consider the case of 2 fabric woven with identical warp and weft counts. अब हम इसको समझने के लिए 2 fabrics का example ले रहे हैं woven fabric का, जिसमें warp और weft count equal है and thread setting means EPI और PPI भी equal है. Consider that one is woven as plain view and the other with any other view. Variation क्या है? Count same है, EPI PPI हम same रख रहे हैं, means the important parameters of the fabric we are keeping same. What the change we are doing, what the variation we are doing, in one fabric we are taking plain view and in other fabric we are taking any other view, maybe 12, maybe 13 or any other view. It will be seen that the latter will be less firm. जो दूसरी views ले रहे हैं हम, other views ले रहे हैं, they will be less firm or less strong, and therefore of weaker texture than the former. Former use हुआ plain view के लिए और later word use हुआ बाकी views के लिए. तो जो बाकी views में fabric बनेगा वो weaker होगा in texture as compared to former, यानी कि plain view के comparison में, causing them to be less firmly compacted. क्योंकि वो fabric में less firmly compacted होंगे. Thus, it is important that the counts of warp and weft, the number of warp threads and weft threads, and the view should be properly proportioned in order to obtain the best result. इसलिए फैब्रिक में बेस्ट रिजल्ट लाने के लिए जो वीव है उसके अकॉर्डिंग वार्प एंड वेफ्ट काउंट होना चाहिए और उसी के अकॉर्डिंग EPI एंड PPI होना चाहिए. By taking suitable number of EPI and PPI with suitable counts for a particular weave in that proportion of the weave, we will get the best results. We will get better textural stability of the fabrics. So that's why students, whenever we are going for a floating weave, like which is having more floats as compared to plain weave, that may be like 12 or 13, we are increasing ends per inch and picks per inch for the same count. If a fabric is constructed with 230s count, means 15 resultant count. If it is constructed in plain weave, constructed in 12 weave, or constructed in 13 weave, we will take higher EPI and PPI as the float size is increasing. So for if we are taking 2 of 1 down 12, and if you are taking 3 of 1 down 12, there will be more EPI and PPI in 3 of 1 down 12 as compared to 2 of 1 down 12. So as the float size is increasing, means intersections, a number of intersections are decreasing. In that case, we are increasing EPI and PPI to get best results or to get a firm fabric or compact fabric. And that is known as textural stability. And plain weave is having very good textural stability as compared to other weaves. Range of textures produced in plain weave. This is a design already I have mentioned, which is used for a wide range of cloths. A variety of cloths are produced with plain weave. So this is most widely used weave as compared to other weaves. The plain weave is produced in a variety of forms and textures, possessing totally different characteristics, which adapt it for specific purposes. Though plain weave fabric में इतना difference होगा, they are having different characteristics. However, they are constructed in plain weave. A variety of forms, a variety of textures can be produced with plain weave. A variety of forms in textures are produced. First, like by causing differential tension between the warp threads during weaving. Second, by using various counts of yarn for weaving different types of fabrics. And third, by using warp and weft yarns of different counts in the same fabric. And finally, end uses are given here where the plain weave is used. It is used for cambric, muslin, blanket, canvas, dhoti, sari, shirting, shooting. You can see almost all many type of fabrics, variety of fabrics are constructed with plain weave.